Top 5 Great Alcoholic Writers. Number 5. Jack Kerouac. Jack Kerouac was an American novelist, writer, poet, and artist. Along with William S. Burroughs and Allen Ginsberg, he is amongst the best known of the writers known as the Beat Generation. Kerouac died on October 21, 1969 at St. Anthony's Hospital in St. Petersburg, Florida, one day after being rushed with severe abdominal pain from his St. Petersburg home by ambulance. His death, at the age of 47, resulted from an internal hemorrhage caused by cirrhosis of the liver, the result of a lifetime of heavy drinking. Number 4. Charles Bukovsky. Henry Charles Bukovsky was an influential Los Angeles poet and novelist. Bukovsky's writing was heavily influenced by the geography and atmosphere of his home city of Los Angeles. His father was in and out of work during the Depression years and was a reputed tyrant, verbally and physically abusing his son throughout his childhood. It was perhaps to numb himself from his father's abuse that Bukovsky began drinking at the age of 13, initiating his lifelong affair with alcohol. Number 3. Francis Scott Key Fitzgerald. Francis Scott Key Fitzgerald was an American writer of novels and short stories, whose works have been seen as evocative of the Jazz Age, a term he himself allegedly coined. Fitzgerald had been an alcoholic since his college days, and became notorious during the 1920s for his extraordinarily heavy drinking, leaving him in poor health by the late 1930s. On the night of December 20, 1940, he had a heart attack, and the next day, December 21, while awaiting a visit from his doctor, Fitzgerald collapsed and died. He was 44. Number 2. James Joyce. James Augustine Aloysius Joyce was an Irish expatriate writer, widely considered to be one of the most influential writers of the 20th century. He is best known for his landmark novel Ulysses, 1922, and its highly controversial successor Finnegan's Wake, 1939. Joyce lived in Dublin for many years, binge drinking the whole time. His drinking episodes occasionally caused fights in the local pubs. Number 1. Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Miller Hemingway was an American novelist, short story writer, and journalist. Nicknaming himself Papa while still in his 20s, he was part of the 1920s expatriate community in Paris known as the Lost Generation, as described in his memoir A Movable Feast. Throughout his life, Hemingway had been a heavy drinker, succumbing to alcoholism in his later years, during which time he suffered from increasing physical and mental problems. In July 1961, after being released from a mental hospital where he'd been treated for severe depression, he committed suicide at his home in Ketchum, Idaho with a shotgun.